Hi everybody, welcome to the Medifast Maven channel. Today I wanted to show you how I make bread, just regular bread, out of cream of broccoli. You see my cream of broccoli soup and just a dry packet. And I don't have a microwave anymore. We got rid of it because it broke down after like 25 years. And we replaced it with a convection oven. And I know my other recipe, I told you how to make it in the microwave, and I also told you how to make it with a real egg. Today's recipe, I would like to give the directions on how I bake it in my convection oven and how I use liquid egg whites. It does change the recipe, and it is important changes, and I don't want you to have something you mixed up that doesn't work out right. So I wanted to share what I do and what works. You want to take a mixing bowl, add your dry packet of cream of broccoli soup. You can use any of the cream soups to make this. I like broccoli. Broccoli gives you, tastes more like a real bread, in my opinion. Now, I always add chopped vegetables to my bread. The reason I do that is that it increases the moisture content of the finished product. Plus, you get extra minerals and vitamins, and I believe it is just more nutritious. You can deduct the vegetables that you add to your bread, deduct it from your lean and green green part of your meal. So if you use a tablespoon of, say, spinach and celery in your bread, then just deduct that from your part of your green in your lean and green meal later in the day. You can balance it out anyways. If you wanted to put a half a cup in this, you could take a half a cup away from your lean and green. So it balances out, but in my opinion, you can get away with 1 tablespoon. I like putting 2 in there. My vegetables that I've chopped up include spinach, mushroom, broccoli, cauliflower, parsley, celery, green onion, and red onion. And I also shredded a little bit of carrot up in there. Some of that is not approved on the Medifast diet plan, so please choose your vegetables carefully and make sure that they're all on your plan so you don't bust up your diet. The next ingredient that I add, you add your vegetables, is egg white. Now, I found that 1 tablespoon of egg white is all you need. And then 1 tablespoon of water. If this will seem a little bit moist. It looks dry at first, but once you get it mixed up, it's pretty moist. If it seems too runny for you, just leave it sit. That dry Medifast product will soak up any of the extra. And I really don't think you want to put any less water or less of the egg white in, because you'll have a very hard finished product and it will be too hard, too hard to eat. Now, the secret ingredient that makes this bread is baking powder. You'll want to put 1 teaspoon of baking powder. This is a ½ teaspoon measure in case you're confused with me putting 2 in there. But 1 teaspoon baking powder. And stir this up. I'll put it in last so that I don't have to stir it too much. Baking powder was activated by how much you stir it up. You don't want it to rise up, too high when you're baking it. Now, what I do is in my oven, if you use your dry Medifast products and you make any of these recipes and you do it in an oven, it totally sticks to whatever you bake it in. Really, really bad sticks. I mean, you have to soak it and chisel to get the product out after you've eaten it. And if you don't rinse any of this mixing products, if you don't mix them right away or don't wash them out right after you're finished mixing, it will turn to cement in there. And that's because the product is just so dry. So what I do so that I don't have a really tough cleanup at the end is I've used foil, but this is just wax paper. And even to make the product so it doesn't stick on there, I will grease the wax paper even so that it peels off of the bread very easily. And you can do the same with aluminum foil. You can take a sheet of aluminum foil, put a little bit of oil on it. You can use olive oil, you can use spray Pam, you can use whatever you want. I have hemp oil, that's what I'm going to use. And just grease your wax paper. You probably don't have to do this, but I'm not taking any chances because the baked Medifast products, like I said, they get very, very hard if you don't take precautions before, knowing that that's going to happen. So I still use a baking pan or sheet, or this is one of my saucers that's oven proof that I want to use to keep the form of the bread. And then just spread it out. When it bakes, it'll spread out a little bit too. You don't have to be perfect with it. Fantastic recipe to keep you on your diet so that you don't want to cheat with bread. Bread is it's very addictive, and it will knock you out of the ketosis that makes the Medifast plan successful. Now what I do is I put this, started out at about 15 minutes, between 10 and 15 minutes in my convection oven. Check it, see how it looks, and then you can put it in, leave it in for an additional 5 to 10 minutes depending how it looks. So let me set that up and bring you back. Now I've set my oven for 12 minutes, and I just press the button for convection bake. In your big oven you can set it on 350, preheat it, then put your product in. I always do more than one, so I'm getting a lot done when I turn the oven on. This one only holds 2. I did not separate the recipe I showed you. I simply made an additional one after the camera was off. So I did make 2 to put in there. And I will eat 1 today and then 1 tomorrow. And I'll bring you back when the product to show you what it looks like in 12 minutes of baking. Alright, I've been checking on the bread that I put in here, and this is what it looks like, but it's only been a little short of 10 minutes. I set the timer for 12 minutes. You can see there's still 2 minutes and 13 seconds left. I don't want it too brown. That's really poofy. It looks perfect. Okay, then when your bread is done, you can take it off of the hot plate, and you want to do this while it's still hot so it doesn't stick. Actually, I can probably not use that. I think the foil might work better than the paper, wax paper. And you take it off like that, and you're going to leave it cool. Anything that sticks to the paper, and this happens with the foil too, you can scrape it up. It's just the wax paper is a little tougher, so you don't have to worry about it shredding up. Get all the little extra pieces, leave it cool, and then you have your bread. I put Laughing Cow cheese on there. I usually use 1 wedge. On days I feel like I want to cheat, I'll use 2 wedges of cheese. Remember that if you understand ketosis and how it works, adding an extra wedge of cheese won't mess your ketosis up. You'll exceed calories, You'll probably exceed the fat level. However, it still has protein in it, so you're still going to keep your body in ketosis. So when I want to cheat, I'll use 2 wedges of cheese on here, and that's like my little cheat. But that's your bread, and then I'll just let this cool, wrap it up, store it in the refrigerator until I'm ready to eat it tomorrow. So I hope you enjoy your bread recipe when you try it. Good luck. Bye-bye.